Welcome back to another podcast with Seamus. Seamus Talks About Sports podcast, where what we do here is we talk about sports. That's why the name is Seamus Talks About Sports podcast. We got not much news this week, but I'm still going to make a podcast, so I'm going to go over what the NBA playoffs had to offer for us thus far. It's been pretty entertaining. The NFL draft, a little bit soccer news. I know not too many people watch soccer, but I'm still going to report on it, and also the MLB. So let's get right into it. First, we're going to start off with the NBA playoffs. LeBron James loses his first round game in 21 first round games. That's a lot of first in that sentence, but it's very crazy that Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers were able to pull off an upset against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Very surprising. I was watching a game and I was like, how is this possible? LeBron James had, I may be wrong, but he had close to 0 points in the first quarter. But I am very surprised about that. Playoff Paul George, question mark. Is Paul George a playoff machine? He has been proving it in the first game, riding OKC to beat the Utah Jazz with 38 points and a couple rebounds, and he broke somebody's ankles. He made him fall right on the ground. It was like he slept on a banana. That's what a guy in the Jazz was like. Paul George definitely having a great game against the Jazz, though. And my main question about that is, should playoff Paul be added to the NBA meme names with Untucked Kyrie, Hoodie Mello, and Jersey Biting Kobe? I would like to see that. James Harden also dropped 44 points against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which, it's James Harden. I expect that. I don't know. I'm not really surprising me at all. In the NFL, Dez Bryant was cut by the Cowgirls. I'm sorry, I'm going to say Cowgirls. I meant Cowboys. And that was a good decision by them, actually, because he's overrated. Dez Bryant says it would be crazy to play with Odell on the New York Giants. I hope to my life that does not happen, because I do not want to see Dez Bryant on the Giants. Also, we don't need him. What's the point of having an overrated player on the Giants when we have Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, and Brandon Marshall, who are also great receivers, each of them. In NFL draft news, Lamar Jackson is set to meet with the Ravens, where many mock drafts have him going to the Baltimore Ravens. It'd be pretty interesting to see. I think he's going to go to the Arizona Cardinals, from Louisville Cardinals to Arizona Cardinals, but that's where I think he's going to be heading. Sam Darnold and Josh Allen met with the Giants. They could easily go there, but this also leads me into my next story. Where will Saquon Barkley go? Sam Darnold or any quarterback in the draft easily could go to the Cleveland Browns with the first overall pick. But if that does happen, will Saquon Barkley go to the Giants? Probably yes. But if Saquon Barkley goes to the Browns with the first overall pick, don't be surprised to see Sam Darnold go to the Giants, which is probably the reason they're meeting, just to say, hey, there's a guy who's better than you, but if he goes to the team before us, we're going to take you instead, right, bud? So that's the news there. Soccer, like I said, I'm not going to talk about too much because I know not too many people watch it here. But Manchester City won their Premier League title for the third time since 2012. We just kept rolling to that title. And I'm a Man City fan, so I'm pretty biased, actually. NYCFC keeps rolling into first place with in the MLS, beating Real Salt Lake 4-0 and having a great game against Atlanta, even though it was a draw. But the thing is, if you go out of Atlanta United with an insane crowd, 45,001 people in attendance in that game, it's pretty crazy because not many teams have that big of a stadium because they play in the Falcons Stadium. So, yeah. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored. So, I have to naturally report that because that's what everybody does. In the baseball news, we have the Mets and Los Angeles Angels continue to surprise many with a great start to the season. Mets are my huge surprise. I didn't think they'd do this good. Not because I'm a Yankees fan, but because I genuinely didn't think their hitting and such would be as good. But their pitching is definitely carrying them. And they are doing very well right now, which pains me to say, but I have to report it. And the Los Angeles Angels, I mean, that's a surprise to an extent. We all knew Mike Trout and Ohtani were going to be great, but were they going to be this great? I didn't think so, personally. Yankees are struggling, but they are having a series with the Marlins, so we all know how easy that is because the Marlins are bad. And, yeah, it's very surprising. I thought the Yankees would be in first place right now, and I could walk into school and say, ha, we're undefeated, but fortunately I can't. And Bartolo Colon, 44-year-old monster, pitched a no-hitter until the 7th inning, which is crazy because he only let one hit, and that was in the 7th inning. And he's 44, and he plays for the Rangers, so very, very crazy. But that's going to wrap it up this week on the Seamus Talks About Sports podcast. Thank you for tuning in once again. I will catch you next week.